Jamie Cureton, a very nice young man indeed. In fact, all the Bristol Rovers players, I think it's pretty fair to say, are very easy to get on with these days. Jamie, of course, coming back to Bristol where he was born after a spell with Norwich City, had a cracking start when he came back, scoring goal after goal. Slightly went off the ball a little bit, but now he's coming back, I feel, as a very important member of the club. He can play not only up front, very much like Peter Beadle, he can play wide if required to, and set up that goal, of course, for Peter, again that a draw at Ashton Gate, which started off all the trouble. So Jamie probably partly to blame for that as well then. But no, I think he's a sort of young player who's going to be a big asset to this side in one or two positions, either up front or playing wide or midfield, an asset to this side for many years to come. And I think an excellent signing from Norwich City, bringing him back to his hometown.
Yeah, first of all, I was playing locally for St Nicholas. We used to play up in Yate. That was from the age of about 11. I played on there till about 15. Originally, I got picked up by Southampton at first, sort of when I was younger, and they wanted me to sign associated schoolboy forms, but the manager who was there at the time sort of broke away and made his own sort of academy. So a lot of the lads sort of went with him and left Southampton, and we used to play pro clubs, and all of us were available. And you know, when we played them, they offered us for trials if we wanted to go. And I basically just played Norwich once, and they offered about 7 of us to go up for an Easter week, and it just went from there, really.
What did you enjoy from your time there?
All of it, really. You know, from mixing with you know, big stars, you know, being around sort of in the Premier League, stuff like that. You know, it was a great experience, and for a young lad to be, you know, learning off sort of what is the best and seeing the best played sort of week in, week out when you're watching the first team. You know, it was a great experience, and they were really good with younger players. You know, they like to bring them up as soon as possible, and you know, even if you weren't playing in the first team, they like to get you involved with the training. You know, and you know, just knowing what it was about, really. You know, and you worked on a lot, you know, basic skills, a lot of technique and stuff. And since I've come back here, you know, I've reaped the benefits from, you know, going to a club like that, really.
Was David Williams still there at the time you were a schoolboy trainee?
Yeah, he was the one who basically brought me in a way, as I come up as a schoolboy. He was assistant with Dave Stringer, so he thought a lot of me, and he used to sit me on the bench when they played teams like Liverpool, and got me to watch players like Ian Rush and people like that. You know, and I was only sort of 17, you know, 16, 17, and that experience for me was brilliant. You know, and he used to just say, don't worry about the game, just sort of watch certain players and see what they do. And it was a shame, really, sort of as I was sort of coming into apprenticeship forms and stuff, that they got the sack. And it was disappointing, really, because I got on quite well with him and the other manager, and they had sort of high hopes for me. And it was sort of a problem there with managers. You know, I think I had 5 whilst I was there, and you know, you can't really settle too much. But I was quite disappointed when he left.
You dyed your hair green, didn't you, for a Norwich, Ipswich, East Anglian derby? Tell us how that came about.
Well, what it was, we'd sort of, the season was really dead and buried for us. We couldn't go up, we couldn't go down, you know, and we had a local derby, and, you know, the lads were in good spirit, and they sort of basically decided that we should all get skinheads. So we all had it done, you know, apart from one player, Darren Eady, who was a bit of a pretty boy, and he wouldn't do it. And he then said, well, I'll dye my hair green. So we got to the game, and he had some spray, and he then bottled out of that, and everyone was going, well, someone's got to do it, and me sort of being a bit of a lad, I went, yeah, no problem. So I had it sprayed green. So I was sub at the time, so I took a lot of stick, you know, from fans, and got booed and everything. And I think I come on with about 20 minutes to go, and we were 1-0 down, and I ended up scoring. So, you know, I got a lot of publicity out of it, and I think the fans sort of loved it, and everyone sort of, you know, took it as a bit of a laugh. You know, I think because the game wasn't, you know, hyped up as what they normally are, derbies, it wasn't too much of a problem, you know. But it was fun at the time. You know, I had a good time doing it, really.
Lockwood challenged for it. And Lockwood in space. Ball goes. Cureton has scored! David said he'd score, and he has! Holloway swings it in. Up goes Beadle. Goal! It's another one! Miller jumps. Good play. Cureton. It's a goal! Super goal from Cureton! What about that?
You didn't live far from the ground, did you, as a youngster, the old stadium at Eastville?
Yeah, no, I lived over the back, you know, a couple of minutes away, and I used to go to most of the games, really, sort of, that were at home when I was about 7. Obviously, I didn't really know too much about it, but they were the team I was brought up on in Bristol. You know, so when I come back, you know, the majority of my family and friends were all Rovers fans, and sort of it was a bit of a buzz, really, coming back. You know, I had a lot to prove, sort of thing, to myself and probably to other people. I was looking forward to it when I come down.
And another good ball. Miller. Good ball. Cureton. Chance. It's here. It's Cureton. He's seen the net and another goal for the Rovers new boy.
I think you really exploded onto the scene, didn't you? I can hardly remember a Rovers loan signing making more impacts than, what was that, the autumn of '96?
Yeah, well, I think, you know, it was there. When I come down, it was basically I was on loan for 6 games to earn a contract as well, and I think there was sort of added bits to it, really. I wasn't just coming down to gain first-team experience and go back to my old club. It was basically for me to come here and, you know, do well and show the manager, you know, Ian, what I could do and get a contract, really. So that probably edged me a bit more to do better. And I don't know, I was disappointed that they were willing to let me go and stuff like that. And, you know, it just seemed that everything went right for me in the first, I think it was 6 games. You know, everything I hit sort of seemed to go in, and confidence was, you know, was sky high. So yeah, it was pleasing. It was a big surprise though, you know, but I think most games I went into, you know, I was just, you know, concentrating, yeah, I'm going to score, and I just had that confidence, you know, every game I played, and it just seemed to happen, and the team were doing well, and I think we ended up sort of in about 6th position at that.
There's Beadle, he's there. Look at this, Cureton. 2-0. That's superb. You won't believe that one. Jamie Cureton's got 2 now, and Plymouth cannot believe it. Beadle gets the cross in. Cureton. It's a goal. Jamie Cureton's done it, Dave. Beadle's cross. What a good finish, and that could be crucial.